Vielen Dank für diesen tollen Beitrag. Es ist mir echt eine Freude. Wir hatten ja schon das Vergnügen gehabt während der Berlinale. Ja, Ameer, meine erste Frage geht an dich. Ich weiß, dass Yunan Teil einer Trilogie ist. Dein Debütfilm The Stranger hatte einen sehr spezifischen oder einzigartigen filmisches Vokabular. Vielleicht kannst du ein bisschen darüber reden, inwiefern, was dich dazu bewegt hat, Yunan jetzt zu drehen und inwieweit Yunan The Stranger also eine Fortführung ist von Yunan.
First of all, thank you everyone for attending and watching the film. Excuse me, I'm going to speak in English. Ich versuche Deutsch zu lernen, aber when it comes to the film, I prefer to speak in English. Thank you, Hanna, also for being here.
Thank you.
For always being here. And thanks, Jackie. So, I think what I search for, or what I try to search for in this film, lives somewhere deeper. And it's like this hidden pulse of a human being that is carrying the weight of everything he lost, yet he walks towards something he cannot name. And I think this experience of alienation that happens to those who are displaced in this life is what interested me to anatomize and explore. And it feels like almost like this very long path towards a home that may have never existed before or that does not exist anymore, yet it remains necessary to believe in this long way back. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I can say maybe about this.
Okay. Und kannst du vielleicht auch noch mal ein bisschen über den Titel sprechen, Yunan, die einfach wie die Bedeutung und wie sich der Titel also auf die Geschichte auch bezieht.
So Yunan is the Arabic translation in the Bible of the prophet Jonas. Jonas, that's how you spell it. And I felt that I was thinking, since I was trying to explore this theme of estrangement, I thought, what is the most estranged place in this, even mythologically? And I thought that a belly of a whale, regardless to the narrative of Prophet Jonas, but a belly of a whale is perhaps the most estranged place. It is the most lonely place. It is not in the land, neither it is in the sea. It is in the belly of a whale. And I felt this is the closest to what I could imagine of where or what is this character going through. So that was the title for. So Yunan is the Arabic translation of the Prophet Jonas title in the Bible.
Ja, thank you. Hanna Schygulla, mich würde interessieren, wie es zu dieser Zusammenarbeit kam. Also was hat dich an den Film gereizt, dass du gesagt hast, ja, da möchte ich gerne mitspielen. Vielleicht magst du ein bisschen über den Prozess sprechen.
Er kam, sah und siegte. Ich weiß nicht, woher der kommt. Ich glaube, das war Cäsar oder irgend so jemand. Ja, also das war eigentlich ganz undramatisch. Er kam angereist nach Paris mit Dorothy Beinlein von Red Balloon Film. Die hat eigentlich das Verdienst entdeckt zu haben, an ihn zu glauben und ihm diese ganzen Möglichkeiten dann auch für ihn bereitzustellen. Und ich habe ihn dann getroffen und Naja, man fühlt ja eigentlich gleich, ob was drin ist oder nicht, würde ich sagen. Ich wusste nicht so genau, was drin ist, aber am Anfang habe ich immer so ein bisschen rumgeschraubt, ja, und die Frau, und ich habe dann gelesen, aber sollte man nicht auch verstehen, woher die kommt, warum die von der Insel ist, weil das glaubt man mir doch nicht, so ein Urgestein von der Nordsee, die sehen doch ganz anders aus. Und da hat er immer gesagt, das interessiert mich nicht.
That's right.
Ja, das interessiert mich nicht. Naja, habe ich mir gedacht, ein bisschen frech ist das schon. Aber auf der anderen Seite hat es mir auch gefallen, dass er so unbeirrbar war. Und dann später, während des Films, kam er plötzlich und hat gesagt, morgen kannst du jetzt alles das reinpacken, was du reinpacken wolltest. Also ich habe ihm gesagt, vielleicht ist sie ja auch jemand. Ich versuche immer irgendwie auch Rollen an meinen Geschichten anzunähern, wenn möglich. Das heißt, ich kann mich erinnern, ich war ein Flüchtlingskind auch, und das ist da unter uns, also für die Flüchtlingskinder gab es solche Möglichkeiten, weil die noch ein bisschen schlechter ernährt waren nach Kriegsende als die Einheimischen, dass man sie irgendwo hingeschickt hat. Also angenommen, ich wäre in Norddeutschland gelandet, hätte man vielleicht mich auf so eine Insel geschickt, damit sie mal gute Luft atmet und wieder zu Kräften kommt. So in der Richtung habe ich fantasiert. Und ich habe auch gemerkt, das hat ihn nicht interessiert. Also habe ich das sein gelassen und habe mir gedacht, jetzt schauen wir mal, was er macht. Und später hat er dann gesagt, morgen kannst du das alles reinpacken. Was hast du da? Also ich wusste jetzt nicht, nimmt er mich auf den Arm oder was? Also ich habe zu ihm gesagt, nee, jetzt lass mal, mach das genauso, wie du wolltest. Es ist ja nicht gut, wenn jemand, wenn so ein, das habe ich schon gespürt, was für ein Talent er ist. Weil dafür hatte ich schon genügend Erfahrung. Ich habe ja auch schon mit großen Talenten zu tun gehabt. Und dass er, finde ich, sollte er auch die Gelegenheit haben, den Film so zu machen, wie er das machen wollte. Und vielleicht in einem anderen Film können wir mal, wenn es den noch geben soll, können wir ein bisschen mehr mischen. Also wie auch immer, kommt, sagt er, ja, das wäre schön.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe you can also talk a bit more about like how it was for you, you know, like how did deine Zusammenarbeit mit Hanna, genau, vielleicht kannst du ein bisschen erzählen, wie es dazu kam oder warum ja, du dich für Hanna entschieden hast, die Rolle von Valeska zu spielen.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's already known how much Hanna is wise and full of history, and I'm just someone who is feeling blessed and honored to have the chance to work with you, and also to befriend you. For me, that's even more important. And I could say that, for someone just that have traveled, it feels like she traveled through a history of cinema and came back with a lot of wisdom in life and in cinema that I felt this is just something that I want to explore in her character. But also what I discovered was that Hanna, and if you allow me to say this, she doesn't she doesn't act, she doesn't perform, that's the word. She reveals. And I was looking in this character especially for someone who can carry this passage of time and can carry these silences. And Hanna have this naturally in her character, that she can break your heart with a gaze or with a pose. And it was like an honor to work with you, Hanna. And I remember also, maybe this is a story I can tell the audience now. When first time we met in Paris, that was the first time I met her. We went to a cafe and we were discussing the film, and I was telling her about the film. And I myself, I had this breathing problem, like in the film. My doctor says, "You're good, you're healthy, like a horse, but no, you go back home." So, and apparently it's some stress or some depression or however. So I was with Hanna in that day, and I had the same breathing, like I was like, having this. And I didn't know Hanna. She doesn't know me also. And in that cafe, that was first meeting, and she extended her hand towards me on the table, I tell you. And she holds my hand and she says to me, "Maybe you don't need that much air." And then you just have to think, that was the moment that I knew that I didn't cast her, I found her. It's like, it's beyond the world of cinema here for me. It is more about figuring out that there is a person who is not afraid to make a step forward towards the other. And this moment holds a lot of allegorical even, readings in it, as humans, as how do we see each other. Mm-hmm. And I was strange to her, regardless of who am I, who is she. But she felt she wanted to show me care, like she cared for me in that special moment. And for that, we kept this line in the film, and the same that you made to me, she did to the character. So all you saw was really truthful reflection of the extension of this beautiful human being into a very beautiful sculpture of a character that she brought to life. So I just feel just blessed to have worked with you.
Now I have the breathing problem. I think of myself soon. Don't go crazy. You don't need so much air.
Maybe you should go to the Halig, if you like.
Yes, of course. It's also open, ne? We can gerne Fragen stellen, gerne, ja?
I love the film in general very much, and I think it's a great work. It's the best film I can imagine for this place here. Mm-hmm. So we are grateful that we can show it, and that Hanna Schygulla is there and the viewing here. You just mentioned the Hallig. So I'm from Hamburg. I was born in the Hamburg region, and I liked the film particularly because it was situated on a Hallig. So how did you find out about this these secret and during the film less secret connections between the landscape on the Hallig and the landscape somewhere in Jordan or wherever, Libya, Lebanon or so, I don't know, where it took place in the fairy tale, yeah? And this is something which is revealed during the film. You don't get it at the beginning. I didn't get it, but during the film, gradually, it came to my mind that this is there is something going on between the landscapes. So how did you come up with the idea to place or situate this on a Hallig, which is quite special?
Thank you, first of all. And thank you for having us also here. We are also honored to be here. It's a very important venue. Basically, the simple answer for how I met the Hallig, I was in Hamburg with my post-production of my first feature film, which I was also finishing in Hamburg. And then I was trying to learn German through that newspaper. And I saw a news about the Sturmflut. And they call it a name, like in German here you have names for Sturmfluts, and it was Sturmflut Xavier, whatever, and with a photograph that was like a railway going, and then the sea is like submerging the railway, and I was like, this is not real. This cannot be like that. Literally, is it? So I searched, and once I found out about this halig, I felt like, because I had the theme of the film, I knew that my film will deal with these dimensions of exile. But then I thought this is the right place, because it's more than just a place, it is the film. I think the film, the heart of the film, the soul of the film, is about submersion, loss, and return, if you would think about it metaphorically like that. The character that is submerged by these emotions and feelings of constant loss because he's displaced, and then the loss that he's living with, as I'm saying, and then the return. And this is exactly the nature that this halig have. They have this land unter, where it's the sea submerges the land, and then if you see, we really made a lot of highlight about even the cows and the birds lose their land because of the water that submerges the land. And it felt to me this is almost like the film itself. And it's like a force majeure. It is something that is bigger than us. And that was also in the moment that the film took more shape into telling the story through the nature and the very small, kind gestures of human connections. I don't think we need more statements about that. It's not important who this person is. It's not important who the character of Valeska is. It's important, the highlight is about who we are against nature and who we are within ourselves. And it was an exploration of that. The other thing about because I heard you also saying in the beginning, and I have to say that these are dreams of the Golan Heights, and for me, they are not exactly these parts of the shepherd's story. They are not past or anything. They're even close to an absurd layer. It's the mother who have Alzheimer, who tells a story that it cannot be true because she have Alzheimer. But in a world where you are so lonely, like this character, he wanted to grasp even this absurd of his mother's tale. And he wanted to search for his mother in this tale. This tale, this shepherd, doesn't represent a place at all. Like, it's not the past or the Golan Heights or any Arab, but it's even biblical. You know, it's even also playing on that biblical side of it. Who are we as the first human form? You know, we are shepherds. We were like gypsies, shepherds. That's where we are. We connected to the land, to the warmth of the earth. And I wanted to get rid of narrative in there to only provoke emotions or lack of emotions as well. So we shot that actually in south of Italy, in Puglia. Mm-hmm. And but it resembles a place that is also at the same time a nowhere land as well. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you.
I would like to add that when I asked him after the film, where did you find this beautiful? Wo hast du denn dieses schöne Gedicht gefunden? Wir werden nichts sein, wir sind nur Wolken am Himmel, die vorbeiziehen. Es wird alles nichts sein. Also dieses, was wir kaum ertragen können, zu denken. Aber in dem Moment, wo wir es denken, wird alles kostbar. Das ist das Seltsame. In dem Moment, wo du denkst, das ist jetzt ein Moment, der kommt nie wieder, passiert etwas, was du sonst nicht begreifen kannst. Nämlich, es ist einfach alles, jeder Moment ist einmalig und ist es wert, gelebt zu werden. Wir sind oft so unheimlich geschäftig und vergessen dieses Nichtige unseres Tuns, aber das gleichzeitig auch so kostbar ist, weil jeder Augenblick nicht wiederkommt. Und das finde ich auch so unglaublich, dass so ein junger Mensch solche Dinge formuliert. Also in dieser, dass er uns, ich habe den Film heute, glaube ich, zum 4. Mal gesehen. Eigentlich dachte ich, ich ruhe mich aus, aber dann war ich wieder reingezogen. Das war jetzt nicht, ich war wieder reingezogen. Das ist wie eine innere Waschung. Ja, wie so eine Spülung habe ich das empfunden, weil das Wasser, was auch in dem Film vorkommt, und diese Leere und dieses karge, wenige, was passiert, aber was doch so viel ist, dass es fast schmerzt, wenn man es begreift. Und das ist etwas, was man versteht, wenn man so alt wird wie ich oder auch wie Sie, die ich hier vor mir sitzen sehe, die eben auch genickt hat. Das ist eigentlich so, hat mich so erstaunt, dass bei einem jungen Menschen so stark schon ausgedrückt zu finden.
Ja, das ist wunderschön ausgedrückt.
Ja, du bist schon ein gewisses Wunder.
Schön.
Ja, ich meine, das Wunderbare ist ja immer so schön, dem zu begegnen, aber es ist nicht, dass wir dem Wunderbaren begegnen, sondern wir verstehen es plötzlich. Wir könnten ihm immer begegnen, wenn wir so so innerlich so gegenwärtig wären. Sag ich jetzt zur Ergänzung. Habe ich dich recht verstanden? Ja.
Ja, gerne. Ja, kleinen Moment.
Congratulations, it's a really beautiful movie, and I was really touched, and I even cried. But my question is about the storm, and you already started talking about the landscape. Did you seek out the storm? How was it on a practical level to shoot? Was it dangerous, or was it like part of the story? And
yeah, the Land Unter is, of course, when I was researching this place, I heard about it, and then I wrote in the script that there is a flood. So my producer was going crazy because how do we make a flood? Like this is. So I said, let me check. I'm gonna go to so I went almost every month or 2 months to this halik, also to learn about the culture, to learn about the space, to live it, to feel. Because if you wanna make a film about any place that it's not your own background, you have to invest culturally. And this is itself, this cultural exchange that I had was also very thoroughly interesting. And I asked them, when does this happen, this floods, this Land Unter? And they say, we never know, but it could happen mostly in the winter, between January and March. And I went there for a couple of times. Never happened. And then I said, okay, Doro, my producer, we have to find a way, because this is initial to the story. It's important. I need the film to have this flood, because it's a climax in a way. So we worked with the best visual effects company from Canada, and for half a year we start to work. This is very hard work of a lot of paintings, and we have to draw. It's very, so preparing. And even they send us like 2 experts to the set. So we were shooting in October in this island, halik, sorry, not an island. People there get very upset if you say island. So I learned to say only halik, it's nicht ein Insel. So 3rd day of the shoot, in October, a strong wind started. And like a very strong wind, it's like 150 kilometers per hour. And I look at the people there, like I say, what is this? This is a very strong wind. and they say, we are also can't believe, because this wind with this direction is going to make a flood tomorrow. It's like, what? We are like 100 people here, like it's so complicated. And then, because we have a very good production, really very much prepared, so we, even the 1% that it could happen in October, we were ready for that. So we went to Plan B, and we make a small crew, and because you saw, it's this warfts, it's this mounds. Houses are built on this mound, and so in one mound you cannot be more than 10 people or something. So we had to figure out a way, and we really shot a real, everything you saw is a real flood. And this is, I think every film have this, and our film have this divine intervention, I call it. It's when God gift to cinema, that's what you call it. Like every film, I think, have God's gift to cinema, and ours was a major one, so we're very lucky. So the next day, because we have to wait for 2 days till the water will go away. It's like, you cannot move easy, like it's after. And then I see the Canadian professionals from Canada to the visual effects, and they look at me and they say, what is this? We will never be able, and they worked on Avatar, you know, like they are great. And they said, like, no, we will never know how to make this. What we saw was unreal, but real. So yeah, I'm blessed, we are lucky.
Thank you. Are there further questions? Yeah? Kleinen Moment.
Okay, am Anfang eigentlich das Schweigen hat mich vor allem eines beeindruckt, und I can in English yeah. It's first of all, thanks very much for all what you have done. It's great. First of all, I can say that what you did to George Habaz, what he did in this film, was really great. Everybody knows George Habaz, but what you did, it's like a statue, a new one. You dig deeper in him. Yeah. So for me, I saw like a new facet of George Habaz. And das Schweigen, this mutism for me at the beginning was what I'm seeing. But at the end, what I felt that I came through myself. Now I can think more, ich kann mehr über mich überlegen, and I will take it like, I don't know, a lesson of psychology, a new way for my life, or how can I see the world? So this mutism give me like a strength to go deeper in myself and maybe in others also. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for the nice, beautiful, talented lady, and I'm sure that this film will be like, I don't know, it will, in maybe 30 years, I will see it again, and thank you very much. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Really.
Dankeschön. Jetzt, weitere Kommentare oder Fragen aus dem Publikum? No? Yeah, the film, maybe I'll interject a little bit, you know, like, es geht sich ja auch in dem Spotlight auch um Flucht und Fluchterfahrung, und in dem Film geht es ja auch stark um Entwurzelung, nicht nur physisch, sondern auch existenziell. Und ich wollte einfach eine Frage an beide stellen, wie ihr zu dem Thema steht, auch ob eure eigenen Erfahrungen auch in dem Film wiedergespiegelt sind. Thema Exil, Migrationserfahrung, vielleicht könnt ihr ein bisschen darüber sprechen. Ja, gerne.
Ja. Naja, wie soll man sagen, ich werde jetzt 82, da tut einem jeden Tag etwas ein bisschen mehr noch weh. Und trotzdem ist es schön zu leben. Also dieses Trotzdem wird sehr wichtig. Und das, ja.
I'm sorry, go on.
Ja, das kommt durch diesen Verlust von etwas und eben nicht verfallen in das Bedauern, dass es nicht mehr da ist, sondern dann das, was noch geht. Das ist einfach das Alter, das, was noch geht. Und was vielleicht vorher nie ging, nämlich zufrieden anzunehmen, was ist. Ich glaube, jetzt habe ich es ausgedrückt. Ja, hat mich ein paar Sätze gekostet. Also annehmen, das, was ist. Ich bin ja speziell in einer Generation der Kulturrevolution damals. Die war ja nicht nur Deutschland im Verhältnis zu Nazi-Vergangenheit, da war sie natürlich besonders stark, dieses Hinterfragen und Nein sagen können, weil wir hier ja ebenso aufgewachsen sind im Ja sagen oder die Generation vor uns auch. Also wir waren besonders gefangen in diesem Nein sagen und also die tägliche Übung jetzt ist Ja sagen. Aua, ja, mach weiter und so und dieses, also dem was abgewinnen, so wie es ist. Und so wie es ist, denn alles wird, alles wird irgendwie so kostbar, wenn man denkt, es kommt nie wieder. Das ist, wenn du ein Kind bist, bist du in einem ganz anderen, da ist alles neu. Deshalb, es ist einfach alles neu, alles zu entdecken. Aber wir sind ja schon so voll von allem und jetzt geht es um dieses Verlieren können, aber eben dabei trotzdem in dem Verlust etwas finden, was vorher gar nicht so zu erleben war, ohne diesen Verlust. Wie sagt man im Englischen? Losing, wie hat der Shakespeare gesagt? Is such sweet sorrow. Oder wie? Ja, glaube ich sowas, ja. Ne? Ja, also diese Kunst weil es eben nicht mehr so selbstverständlich und leicht ist und so viel Mühe macht, sagen zu können, ach Augenblick, verweile doch, du bist so schön. So denke ich jetzt zum Beispiel auch. Wenn ich das alles so höre, was das hat alles anklingen lassen, dieser Film, der so gegen den Strom, gegen das heutige Kino geht, aber gar nicht mal, weil er das beabsichtigt, sondern weil er das in sich hat, durch welche Tradition auch immer, dass er nicht diesem Tempo sich nicht mitnehmen lässt von dem Tempo. Man kann in dem Film wie in eine Meditation reingehen.
I can add also one thing, like since also we're here in this very important venue, and I would share also one of my first influences was that I was reading the letter of Stefan Zweig, and he was the Austrian Jewish author who fled the Second World War. He sought refuge in London. He failed. He couldn't find it. He sought it in New York. He couldn't find it. And later he found it in Brazil, in Persepolis. And even though he speaks about how he couldn't wish for a better refuge because it was he expressed how much he loved that place and how much they accepted him well. He was found dead with his wife in the bed with a suicide letter. Because, and he says something, I don't recall it, all of it, but it's short. I recommend everyone nowadays to read Stefan Zweig's suicide letter. Even though it's a suicide letter, it is a letter of a lot of hope. But it's also so relevant to nowadays, to all. Refugee doesn't have a nationality. Refuge is a human act of forcement or reinforcement into moving without the right to be moved. So, and when you see what he wrote, at the end of the day he said like, I am the one, the impatient. He wrote it to his peers in Europe. And he said, I cannot bear seeing the world of my language collapsing and dissolving. And I am the impatient, go before you, and I wish you see the dawn. And if you think about these words, I thought immediately like, this could also be a Ukrainian refugee now, thinking about Ukraine. This could be Syrian, this could be Sudanese, this could be many other refugees who are, perhaps we see that they reach these refuge lands, but they are torn between the unattainable future and the unforgettable past. So in this sense, I want to maybe conclude my addition to this conversation and why we're here. I think the displaced people in this life are the most who lose, and their loss is non-refundable. Because there's 3 stages of exile in a way. The first step is when you are forced to leave your home. You are forced to leave it because of war or national crisis. The second, this is the first loss. The second loss this person he reaches, even though he reaches a safe land and he got refuge in it, he will still, even if he even became the most integrated, whatever it is, he will always be living in a constant feeling of loss. And in some cases, he would face racism even, just because of who he is. So this is also another loss. It doesn't mean it's the safe land only. So, and you know what? Even let's imagine that this person, this human being, that have lost 2 losses already, lost his home and lost his present in a way. If we imagine the best for him, that his homeland will become safe and he could return to it again. Not all of them have this, of course. They don't live as long to reach this moment that their homeland is safe. But let us assume their homeland is safe again and they return. That's the third loss, because they will return and they will never be treated the same. There will be those who left, those who have not been here, those who, and they themselves would have go back to a place that they would like to revisit it, to revisit time like space, and that is impossible. Because, so we are talking about every displaced person in this world is like suspended in time. That's the biggest misery of a human soul, when you become suspended in time, when everything moves and you constantly lose, even in your climax and in your catharsis, you would go back, it will never be the same. So all this film also trying to share, in a way also, that it's unbelievable that how through simple gestures of kindness, we could get to know each other better and we could benefit. But this is not also what the film is promoting only, it's promoting also the sadness that we must speak about. These unspoken words of loneliness You know, we might see people, and it's so easy to label people, but this will create another distance. And so, thank you again for really having us in this venue, which is very symbolic, that, but also sad, that this film is relevant and its themes of exile is still relevant in our world. I mean, I'm a very pessimistic person. I shouldn't hold a microphone. I'm not good in this. I'm not going to end it good. It's bad. So thank you anyway.
Thank you, Ameer. You touched on something actually quite interesting while you were talking about time, you know, and I think this is also quite interesting in your film, the ambiguity of time. You never really know whether it's like the present, the past. How much of that is intentional? And it's a twofold question. Like, how much of it is intentional, and what do you want, like, the audience to take away from that?
In the film?
Yeah.
I just, it's very simple. I just think I wanted to, at first, to distinguish between reality and dream, and then slowly make them merge together at a moment that they melt into each other, where you don't know if this is an imagination or is it true. And so we kind of, this is an invite into a psychological journey into, you know, it's not only the displaced. When I was in Italy, for example, with the film, I remember in south of Italy, a man of his 40s from Puglia, he came to me after the film and he's crying. I thought maybe he have some connection with political, like is he Arab or something, or African, or whatever refugee he was then. But no, he was Italian, and he was crying, and he thought, this film is my life. And he say, what? Really interesting. So he was crying, and he was telling me that he have these breathing problems, and he feels this estrangement. He feels the lack of connection with the other. You know, this film is, and we tried so hard not to label this film. Yeah. You don't know, you end up the film, you don't know Valeska's background, you don't know Munir's background, and that is for a reason, because we don't want to promote and evoke emotions out of the audience because of the backstory of our people, you know. So that about time here, we tried to create a timeless piece that could reach a human experience, you know. And he was crying, and he was apparently having some problems with depression. And he felt that the film is, you know, speaking to his depression, and he felt not lonely. And for me, that was the moment when I felt this is why maybe we do cinema, is to provide or to make others feel that they're not lonely. This is what good cinema makes me feel, and this is where I feel the most grateful if it achieved my cinema to do so. So.
Yeah, thank you. It's quite powerful. Are there any other questions from the audience? Yes? Soll ich mal rüberkommen? Vielleicht einfacher.
Danke. Ja, eine Frage. Kann ich eigentlich Deutsch sprechen oder besser Englisch? Deutsch ist okay. Eine Frage habe ich noch. Am Ende kommt dieses Gedicht, ich habe das als Gedicht verstanden, also diese vielen Zeilen, die noch gesprochen werden. Und ich habe das so verstanden, dass dieser Mann, der ein Dichter ist, und dass der seine Sprache wiederfindet. Also dass er durch dieses wunderbare Erlebnis auf der Hallig, die Begegnung mit Valeska, diese Aufnahme in diese Gemeinschaft, die er dort erlebt, auch ganz stark dieser Sohn, der erst aggressiv und ablehnend ist und ihn am Schluss einlädt, Teil dieser singenden Gemeinschaft zu werden. Und dann stellt Valeska noch die arabische, das ist für mich eine der stärksten Szenen, diese Freundlichkeit und dieses Interesse, mit dem die einheimische Kultur dargestellt wird, auf der Hallig, mit dem Singen, den Kämpfen, die da machen, den Schnacks. Also für mich hat das hat mir sehr viel Spaß gemacht, weil ich diese Sprache kenne, ja, und wie das klingt. Das ist eben der nördlichste Teil unseres Landes. Habe ich das richtig verstanden, dass er durch diese Katharsis und diese Nähe und diese Liebe, die er erfährt, dass er am Schluss sagen kann, wie es um ihn steht oder wie er die Welt sieht, dass er wieder dichten kann, dass er seine Sprache wiederfindet? Das war meine Interpretation.
It's a good question. I think I'm not sure if I should answer it actually. Because no, not because I don't want to. It's because more that I think that a film seen by 10 people is 10 different films, and I really appreciate how you read this, and also with your doubts about it as well. These doubts could come to you tomorrow as well, and you will have a new idea. It's like that. And I think other people might have seen the film in different eyes as well. So I think if I would come and say, this means this and this means that, it would limit what I tried to explore, you know, and that's the only reason. But if I take you aside, I will tell you what I think.
Thank you. Entschuldigung, natürlich, war ja ihr.
Ja, alles gut. Yeah, thank you for this. Maybe if there are no further questions from the audience, maybe just the final one, because I know that you're working on the next sort of film. Maybe can you talk, I don't know whether you want to talk about it. You don't? Okay, no.
So it's just, this is part of a trilogy, and the first film explored, maybe you didn't see it, but it's the film that explored being a stranger amongst your own people, and this is of being a stranger against other people, other strangers. And the third film will actually, so these two films I made, you can see that this nostalgic character is portrayed as a victim. And I'm totally aware of that, and I think also most of even works of literature that dealt with nostalgic characters, they depicted them as victims, you know, because they're lost their ability to return, and when we talk about the exiled and the displaced, these are victims, right? And it was important for me to make 3 films about, because only with 3 films I can maybe touch what I want to talk about the nostalgic, about the relationship between human and nostalgia. And these 2 films, I really depicted 2 characters as victims of their situation. But in the third film, if that's your answer, your question, I'm looking into actually not looking at the nostalgic character as a victim anymore, but offering that nostalgia can also be your the thing that will kill you in a way, and you should also not so measure your romance with your own romanticizing your wound. And in a way, the third film will explore on that theme, that criticize the nostalgic himself, but not only ask for empathy because of his situation.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I would say, yeah, just a moment. Kleinen Moment.
Wir würden gerne wissen, wie lange es gedauert hat von der Idee, bis der Film fertig war.
In Yunan, it was very schnell. It was like, I don't know, what, like 2 years, we can say.
It seems to me I saw another version today than I saw the last time.
Really?
In the end, did you touch it again?
No. That's a compliment, actually.
Huh?
That's a compliment for the film.
Yeah.
If it manages to tweak itself into new... even me, when I watch it again, I always see it differently, I feel. But it took us like 2 years between writing, financing, and shooting, which is...
That's quite fast.
It's very fast, actually. We were very lucky, and this is also, again, a chance to say Dorothy Beinameier, the producer, who really, she's not here, but she's a great, great human and great producer. So also all thanks to her and other partners. And thanks to our distributor here, who's Mustafa Habibi, who believed also in, because nowadays going to cinema, to release films in cinema becoming harder and harder, and especially if your film is not as commercial as it should be to be in cinemas. So thanks for those who believe in it, and thank you, Mustafa, for that. And so if you like the film, tell your friends, tell your family to go if they want to sleep in the cinema. It's a good film to sleep in. So please, it's going to start on 13th of November.
13th, genau, am 13. November, genau, so. Filmstart. Ja.
Come again. Because today was free, so we need money.
Ja, vielen, vielen Dank.
Thank you,
Es hat mir sehr viel Spaß gemacht. Vielen Dank. Auch Dank ans Publikum.